Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Retro Pop Planet. So we're only about a week into the new year and it's been very interesting. A couple days after January 1st, we had a massive snowstorm roll through the East Coast, dumping about 8 to 10 inches of snow. I lost power for several days to my home, which completely threw off my recording and uploading schedule. So my videos are going to be kind of still Christmas focused maybe for the next few. But one video I did not want to wait any longer on was MAGfest 2022. If you're not aware, MAGfest is the music and gaming festival. It's been around for almost 20 years. It is by far my favorite gaming con. It might even be the best con I've ever been to. So the last one in person was January 2020, and according to their records, they had somewhere in the neighborhood of 22,000 attendees. Now, if you're not aware, it's a 4-day music and gaming convention. In normal times, it's 24 hours a day, non-stop, action-packed. There are bands, there are indie development showcases, you've got the arcade and consoles, you've got non-stop tournaments, you've got a ton of panels, you've got DJs, you've got chip tunes, you've got LAN parties, you've got cosplay, and on and on and on. Now, last year, for obvious reasons, the convention was actually shut down completely. They did have a few Twitch streams and a couple of other live streaming events that I was able to watch. But this year, they forged ahead with a new leadership team and got us back to the Gaylord, which is actually in National Harbor. They say Washington, D.C., although technically the National Harbor is actually Maryland, just over the Virginia line. And this is a show that you can't hesitate on. As soon as they announce tickets, as soon as they announce the lineup, in August, usually of the previous year, you have to get in there, you have to book your hotel space, you've got to make arrangements because it can get kind of expensive just based on its location. And it's definitely a con you do not want to miss. If you live on the East Coast or if you're in driving distance, I definitely recommend you go. So in January 2020, I actually did a vlog style video. It was kind of long and I had some people ask me if I could actually cut it up into segments that were a little bit more watchable. So you asked and I listened. What I'm going to be doing for this set is I'm going to break it up by the day. I'm going to do a day 1 vlog, a day 2 vlog, and a day 3 vlog, and then I'm going to combine them all together and have a separate video for that. So you can either watch day 1, day 2, day 3, or you can watch the entire video length. And because it's a vlog, it's really just just me with my iPhone. I didn't take my really good camera with me this time because one of the things that I discovered last time is that when you're at a convention for 13 hours and you have your really fancy camera, not only is it really heavy and cumbersome and awkward, especially when you want to just stop and play video games or enjoy a panel, but also I was going through batteries. I had to keep stopping and giving up some of my fun because I was having to keep recharging batteries. So this video is kind of crude. The quality is not the best. It's kind of grainy in some spots. I didn't have any lights. I didn't have a microphone. I was just using my iPhone and just popping video clips whenever I thought I saw something cool or I was experiencing something awesome and I wanted to share it with other people. So you might be wondering why it's only 3 days. Well, I discovered years ago after my very first one that unless you're staying the entire time in National Harbor, if you make a plan and you don't leave until Sunday, then it's definitely worth your time to attend on Sunday. The show ends around anywhere from 2 to 5 o'clock. The thing that I experienced on my very first trip is that I was only up there for 3 hours that day and I got charged like $30 for parking. And while I was there, they were actually taking down some of the arcade around me and I thought, you know, if I go hard on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'll leave Sunday up to the real war horses and that'll be my day of rest. So let's get into the video, and at the end I'm gonna do a summary. If you stick around for that, I'll show you what some of my pickups are and maybe some closing thoughts. So let's get to it. It's awesome. So I just pulled into the Mariner garage here at National Harbor, and I'm about ready to go into the Gaylord and see if I can get my badge. Yeah, that's awesome. I dig it. I dig.
lower North Fair theme entrance. to his hideout has the head of big statue. Yeah, big statue.
And once you thought about that straight, I had you in the palm of my hand, and I'll wind up spanking your ass.
Okay, cool. No, we're at 2. That's what y'all know. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah.
Well, that is a wrap on day 1. It's about 11:30. I've been here about 3.5 hours or so. I actually have to work a little bit tomorrow, so I'll be coming a little bit later on Friday. Registration took a little while to get through, even though it was pre-registered, probably because they're checking so many ID badges and making sure that everybody has all the credentials they need to get into the show. The layout was pretty similar to years past. I did spend a little time going through the merch area, although you can see in the clips that they actually were closing up for the night. All of the indie video game showcase stuff was all closed up already for the evening. I did walk through briefly the consoles and then also a bit of the arcade, and I went to 2 panels and actually purchased some stuff from the merch area. I can't wait to get back there tomorrow because it seems like there's some really cool vendors selling some really interesting art this year, and I love supporting the art vendors. So we're actually expecting another snowstorm tonight, so that's why I'm getting out of here now. I want to get on the road before the snow falls. Hopefully it's not too bad tomorrow, and we'll see. I'll see you in the next episode. All right, everybody, we're here for day 2. I was a little bit late getting over here because I had to work this morning. It's around 2:30, almost 3 o'clock. I'm ready to get the day started. We did get a little bit of snow last night, about 3 inches, but not enough to really affect the roads. So let's get inside and see what's going on. I also have some friends that are dropping by this evening for drinks. They're not able to make it to the actual show this year, but I'm gonna meet up with them downtown and we'll just check it out.
Theories are rampant in this game. It just never ends.
Every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it!
opening up Opera browser.
Good morning. It's day 3 of MAGfest. It's my final day here. I'm waking up in the Residence Inn and I'm getting ready to check out of the hotel. My friends have actually already left. We're directly across the street from the Gaylord. If you're looking for a sort of all-encompassing hotel that has a kitchenette and everything else, this is not a bad option. You can sleep multiple people in here. We stayed out pretty late last night. I got to see Bit Brigade speed run The Legend of Zelda in less than an hour. It was pretty incredible. The guys always put on a good show. And then I hit up a new bar, which is actually at the very top of the Gaylord Hotel, which was pretty cool. It was 80s themed, kind of. My focus for today is actually to get something to eat first. I really want to hit the arcade hard. I haven't really spent enough time down there. And there's a bunch of pinball machines that I want to get on. I was painfully reminded yesterday how awful the Aerosmith and Terminator stand-up shooting games were from the 90s. Really bad games. I spent way too long actually trying to beat it and I just kept getting frustrated and finally rage quit. Luckily, everything here is on free play, of course, so you're not really wasting any time. I also want to get back to the challenge station in the console area. They're really difficult challenges. Some of them, computer programmers have just modified the games to add a separate set of challenges to them. But anyway, let's get out of here and get back to the show. No, you're good. Yeah, that's fine.
Having it work. So we're kind of fortunate in that way. A lot of these systems actually still work really well. They're built like tanks. Older consoles, especially Nintendo consoles, are built very, very well and can be repaired. Usually they just need a little recap, a little TLC, a little cleaning on the inside.
When you're going back on the road trip. Yeah, you got the silly amount of okay. I didn't love that. So that's a crime committed. I'm sorry. We get to see the lovely the point screen. And truly among us, these are the good friends of Pac-Man in the Pac-Land.
That's the life you're living, you know?
That's hilarious.
Also on this game and a lot of other games, you start getting combo values. So this is when you get into the deeper end of the rule sheets. Whereas once you shoot one shot, it lights a double arrow, and it's like, okay, now if you shoot that shot, it's twice as much. But in the beginning of our little presentation here, I know we're like shorter on stepping up. You have the ball on. Some people, there's also kind of two schools of thoughts here. Some people like to trap up as much as they can if they feel the most in control. And then some people like to just hit on the fly, just shoot the ball that comes to you and go. Both are fine. You can get really good at doing both.
But it's a whole new game down here. In my world, Baphomet Studhorse is king.
All right, guys, well, that's the end of day 3. It's about 11:30. I think this is going to be the end of my 2022 MAGfest experience. Another great show, really well put on, and definitely appreciate all the volunteers and the folks that put this event on. It's always a great time. My back hurts. I did 20,000 steps today. So it's about time for me to get on the road and get back to reality. I'll see you back in the studio. Okay guys, welcome back. I hope you stuck with it. I hope you enjoyed it, or even if you had to pause it and come back and watch it later. A lot of people ask me about this con. They ask me if it's worth attending. I tell them, yes, this has been, I think this would have been year 8. Year 7 would have been last year, and then this would have been year 8. So obviously, this is just year 7 for me. If you can get here, if you can afford it, I definitely recommend planning in advance. You have to plan for this. You have to set aside vacation days. If you're in college, you probably have to take a couple days off of school. And I say you have to take these days off because you don't want to miss a Friday. You don't want to miss a Saturday. You don't want to miss a panel discussion with, you know, famous YouTubers or celebrity Twitch streamers, or even, you know, some of your favorite voice actors, or some of your favorite musicians in games running the actual soundtrack alongside. So some of my highlights this year, Bit Brigade was definitely number 1 on the list. I didn't see them in 2020. If you're not aware, they are a heavy metal sort of hard rock band, and they actually will play a game and speed run the game. And as they're playing the game, they're playing along the music to the game, but at a heavier format. I thought the panels were really excellent this year. I know that due to COVID, some of the people got sick. They weren't able to attend, and they rearranged the panels, so you didn't really notice that there weren't as many panels as usual. But the ones that I went to, all were very excellent, informative. I was actually able to ask a couple questions off camera and get some really strong answers of things that I wanted to do. For example, I inherited an Intellivision 2 console system from one of my clients a few years ago. I have no experience with that system. I want to clean it. I want to see if it's working. And during one of the panels, I asked, and I got an awesome feedback. And then a couple guys came up and we just chatted after the event. It was rad. I thought the lineup of pinball machines this year were superb. My first year at this convention, there might have been only like 5 or 10 tables, and a couple of them weren't working, and they actually had a pinball tournament going on where they actually had the good pinball machines that were sort of sectioned off and cordoned off all weekend. This year they had anywhere from 40 to 50 machines. If I haven't mentioned it before on this channel, I am a huge pinball nerd. I love pinball. I play a lot of it. There were so many tables this year that I've been looking to play because a lot of them came out in 2019, 2020 when things were shut down. I love The Mandalorian. I realized how hard the Willy Wonka machine was when that one finally was up and running. But all in all, it was super fun experience. Another great thing was the merch section. I'm so happy to see that the independent artists were actually able to get out there and sell their artwork. I know being shut down, not being able to go to cons really hurt and affected their monetary income, and it was nice to be able to get out there and talk to people and support them. Now, I only really bought a couple things, and the one thing about MAGfest is if you're looking into getting gaming or anime, a rare book or movies or soundtracks or anything you're into, you got to get there early. Thursday, as soon as it opened, as soon as I got my registration badge, I rolled in and I immediately started looking for the physical media, the cartridge-based systems. I'm not a hardcore collector of my original NES. I would say I'm more of a casual collector. I don't have room for a ton of video game collecting. That's why you don't really see that on this channel. Plus, I'm kind of a gamer that will leave things in the past and move on. Like, for example, every PlayStation I've bought, I've sold it to buy the next version. So I'm never gonna go back and get a PlayStation 1. I'm never gonna go back and get a PlayStation 2. I'm not gonna go back and get a PlayStation 3. I might eventually look into getting something a little more rare like a Dreamcast or a Sega Saturn. But all in all, I'm not a collector of this stuff. The one thing I do like to collect are systems where you can either download your ROMs or have everything all in one spot to sort of condense. But two of the pickups that I got that I was really happy with was I found a really clean copy of Adventures of Lolo. Now, this is a really fun puzzle style game that I don't really remember playing as a kid. It probably wasn't something that I would have been super into. Although now as I'm older, I like these more puzzle based platform games. And this version was really clean. The sticker was intact and I got it for a reasonable price. I've seen these in the past anywhere from $50 to $100, which seems kind of insane to me. The other cart I got was the TMNT arcade game. Now I actually have the TMNT, the infamous one that everyone talks about how hard it is, but I really wanted the arcade game. And again, this is not one I played when I was a kid because I was more into the actual arcade machine or even the Super Nintendo version. Once the Super Nintendo came out and my friend bought it, I was over the NES, although I still do have my original NES. And what got me into collecting these games again is a couple years ago when I moved, my NES just stopped working for whatever reason, and I used a couple YouTube videos and some online sites, and I took it apart myself, and I got it put back together. I cleaned the heck out of it, and now it works awesome. So it's sort of kicked me into enjoying playing NES games again. Another thing I picked up was a bunch of stickers and business cards. I like collecting business cards because sometimes if I don't buy something while I'm actually at the show, I'll keep these artists in my file system and I'll go and check out and favorite them on Etsy and purchase stuff from them later. The other thing that was really awesome this year was the indie spotlight. Now the indie section is always really good. You can find some really great games and get free downloads on Steam and things like that. This year there were some really good NES homebrew builders, and there's one in particular that I probably will actually go back and try to find and purchase because this is a really sweet game and it was really fun to play, and the level design got a little bit harder as we went along, and it was the Fireman's game. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. The indie developers are sometimes doing the best work. So that's it, guys. If you stayed till the end, thank you. You know what to do. If you like this, just like it. Please give me a comment. Let me know if you were there, what you enjoyed about the show. If this is something you're interested in and you want more information, leave me a comment. Let me know. I'm happy to just spill whatever knowledge I have on this particular show, because if you want to go next year, I would start planning now. And also, if you're inclined to do so, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Hopefully we don't have any more power outages. Peace.